You play the sound and they appear. There's Christina. Oh my gosh.
I was literally like running across my house.
Oh man, welcome in, welcome in, everybody. My name, of course, is Seth Bidoff. That's Christina. Jacob will be along 6-7 minutes. I don't know. Yeah, I was sitting here waiting and hoping. I was like, where is everybody? Then play the sound, and there's Christina. So yep, there she is. Welcome in. We are, of course, United Front. It is Tuesday night. We're happy to have all of you back to celebrate yet another New Mexico United win. 11 unbeaten in all competitions, 6 straight wins in league play, and that is a new record for the club. I did some research. I looked into it. That is, of course, a new record for the club. We're still sitting on the best goal differential in the Western Conference right now, unless something has changed. And let me double check. Nope, still the best goal differential in the West. But man, what a night! And I think I can say this with full confidence. Jacob and Christina can both confirm that I do, in fact, have New Mexico United gear.
Yeah. I saw it with my very own eyes.
Yep, there we go. Fortunate enough to make it out to the lab on Saturday. I had my son with me. He got to watch the match. First time I've had a chance to take one of my boys in a minute, and it was a lot of fun on Saturday. And we'll get to all of that here in just a minute. But Christina, how are you? How's the family? I know we talked last week about everyone settling in and getting into new routines. Are you guys doing well?
We are doing good. I've just read Justin's. You also stand in line to get into the stadium with everybody else.
I did. Yep. I did not abuse the media passes with my son. So, no.
Love it. But yeah, we're doing good. My daughter had her first few days of college and is just loving it right out the gate, which every parent wants to hear. She really likes all her professors and she's making new friends, and so that's a relief. And my son freshman year is kicked off, and so far so good. And yeah,
good.
lots of W's in the chat, lots of winning going on. We're still number 1 in the power rankings, much to Tampa Bay's displeasure. Although they weren't so vocal this week. I think they've just finally accepted it.
It might be. Maybe they've just accepted it. Maybe they just, have finally just given up on and realized the power rankings don't really matter all that much. But I will say it is nice for the club to actually be getting some attention from league sources and things like that. And, obviously, power rankings are what have you done for me lately? And, Tampa's on a bit of a run too. 4 unbeaten, not bad, or 5 unbeaten, I should say. 4 wins in a row, not bad for Tampa. But yeah, I mean, this run that we're on right now, I've already mentioned it being a historic run for this club. 6 wins in a row, longest win streak in club history. And I know we did a post-match video on Saturday. We talked about keeping this momentum up. We talked about last week, where did these losses come? Turns out USL Championship website is wrong about something. Surprise, surprise. I shared a screenshot in our group chat of United's schedule from United's team page, and it shows the Loudoun match on October 22nd. That is not the case. The Loudoun match is, of course, this coming weekend.
It's this weekend. Okay.
Yeah, it is this weekend. And for whatever reason, and USL Championship, come on, like, what's the deal? Get your website right. But I think it's a valid point. Where does a loss come at this point with how we're playing right now and how confident these guys are looking on the pitch?
Well, I mean, it's not like Saturday's win was an easy win. I think it was a quality performance, but it could have gone either way. That handball very well could have been allowed, and we could have been down 1-0. So it's the wild, wild west. And you know how Jacob and I feel, or is it you and I? You know how I feel with traveling east. I usually get nervous for that. So you never know with Loudoun.
Yeah, you and I are the ones who have the concerns about traveling east. But in this case, and we'll get to it later, Loudoun probably not a team that we've been scared of in the past and probably aren't going to be scared of this coming weekend. But yeah, there's maybe Jacob. He's slowly sinking right something. I don't know.
Oh, is he giving you signs behind the scenes?
He might be. He might sign up in the camera for everybody this week. So, is he good? I think he's good. Nate,
I gotta
we're
get you guys on board with signing here.
probably, yeah. Probably not a bad idea. Yeah, right. I can sign a little bit. There he is. Jacob,
Okay.
how are you? We were just checking in. How was your weekend? Are you guys doing well?
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Okay, good. Christina had just brought up the point that she and I are always concerned about going east, and obviously we'll talk about Loudon here in a minute. But to follow up on our conversation from last week, where does the next loss come from, if there is one?
Jacob says there isn't one.
I kind of feel that way. Let me get the schedule pulled up.
So we do in fact have Loudon this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw you were driving. You had a couple hours ahead of you to drive. So I don't think you saw the back and forth about no game.
I see it. I just can't respond.
Yeah.
Safely.
I've been told by Melanie that I will learn a lot more sign once we move in together.
Oh, good.
So, we'll see. I know a few things, but not a whole lot. But, and Jacob, to answer your question, I am not a 12-year-old girl.
He begs to differ, Seth.
That's not what the text said. Okay, the text said otherwise.
Well.
Seth was not pleased with us I was late as usual. Jacob was going to be a few minutes late. Poor Seth was having to hold down the fort on his own.
We got a text that just said,
I didn't see the text. I was too busy running to get on the computer.
Right. Jacob, do you have the schedule pulled up yet? Obviously, we have Loudon next week.
Yeah,
I wish I was flying out. I'd love, but again, I think I'm bad luck, so I refrain from traveling.
Yeah, I would agree. Like if you told me, like if we were in the final and it was back in Tampa and you were like, I'm thinking about going,
you'd be like,
yeah. I'd be like, go for it. And then I would find a way to sabotage you the morning you were supposed to leave. I would slash a tire,
do something.
And you're like, all right, no.
Well, Jacob, I tell you what, as long as you don't put an axe through someone's windshield, I think you might get away with it.
I mean, I feel like that's a very pointed reference that I'm not understanding.
No, something happened at work today.
Oh no!
Wait! Somebody put an axe through a windshield?
Yep.
Was this like a road rage kind of situation?
I have no idea.
X.
My understanding is someone pulled up in a camper RV, got out, started hitting a windshield with an axe, left the axe in the windshield, and then ran away.
Oh boy. You never know. Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I tell you, I am so glad I live in a small town, because at the very least I would know who it was.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously where I work, we have lots of cameras. They caught the individual on camera. They saw the come up. They saw them get out of the vehicle, start hitting the vehicle with the axe, left said axe in the windshield, and then ran away.
Was somebody in the car?
No, thankfully. There's a whole story behind that too. The individual whose car it is generally takes their lunch in their vehicle. They were not in the vehicle at the time. This happened early this morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, back to the schedule.
Yeah.
I don't think we lose at home.
Okay.
I don't think we lose to Las Vegas. I'm not usually the one that's like, oh, back east. Oh my gosh. But the two that I'm kind of looking at that could be trappish are Loudon this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we 11 in a row. We play Lexington on Wednesday after traveling back east. And then we have San Antonio on Saturday. It could sneak up on us. But if we get past that one, I don't see us losing any of the three home games. I don't see us losing to Lights. Birmingham is after we play Indy 11 and right before we go to Colorado Springs. Loudon is a team that's not very good this year, but
it's never stopped them with us.
Well, and they have talent, right? They have Danny Trejo. They have some guys, right? They have Ronaldo Damas. And so potentially they can turn it on randomly at some point. If we get past that, you're not going to like this. I think we lose to El Paso on the 24th of October. Only because we have the first seed in the West locked up and have nothing to play for. And we will play some scrubs. And they will presumably be fighting for their playoff lives. Because I truly believe that everybody except for us will be fighting for their playoff lives coming down to the last couple weeks of the season, because the West is just the West. And I'm counting on us kind of taking advantage of those matches in hand and putting a little bit of separation there. So my official pick will be El Paso, because I'm not going to pick before that. But Loudon and Birmingham are two that I'm kind of like potentially. And then maybe the Tulsa away. But I don't know. I was not impressed with what I saw from Tulsa. The first half, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, but they were kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team. They've been kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team all year, and they were a Jekyll and Hyde team Saturday night. So,
do you guys feel like we need to be concerned about Sack's new signing?
Cal Jennings? No.
Mm-hmm. No.
I tell you, if you talk to anybody else that covers the USL, it makes them the prohibitive favorites to win the West, and if not the whole fucking league. Which I don't understand, because they're not a good club around him, really.
Look, Jennings is a talent. Yes, there's no doubt about that. Cal Jennings has been very good at this level for a very long time. I don't think he's the missing piece for Sacramento, though. I just don't think it is. That club is not built to really support him this year, in my opinion.
Well, and even if they are, right? He has spent time with Memphis, Indy, Lights, Rowdies, and Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have their playoff form in front of me right now, but I can guarantee you none of them have won a title when he was there. I'm almost positive the Lights did not make it the playoffs the year that he was there. I know Tampa and Charleston, he was on the Charleston team last year that was absolutely phenomenal in the regular season and then lost in the first or second round of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And Tampa, the Tampa team that he was on, I'm relatively sure
they weren't doing so hot.
Made the playoffs, but weren't a top.
They weren't like the Tampa
seed.
2019 or 2020.
Right. And
shots fired by Justin.
He's like Kane was.
I mean, no, because Kane stayed with one team. But I understand the point you're trying to make, even if it is a low blow to me, which I don't appreciate.
So when was Jennings in Vegas?
Jennings was in Vegas in the 2021 season.
No, they didn't make playoffs for the first time until 2 years ago.
With Sanchez?
Yeah, with Sanchez.
Exactly. And then he was with Tampa for 24 season.
24, and the 25 was last year was Battery.
Charleston, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, well that makes me feel better.
Like they talked about him like he was like some
Mhm.
world beater. And
Mhm.
don't get me wrong, like if Cal Jennings would have joined us this offseason, I would have pissed my pants in excitement. But he's also not like
I didn't realize how much of a club hopper he was.
yeah, he only spent maybe 2 seasons in and he was when he was with Las Vegas, it was because he was technically with LAFC
Mhm.
and went from Vegas up to LAFC and back. And so yeah, so that year that he was with Tampa, they finished 6th in the East on 50 points. They beat Detroit in the first round after extra time and then lost to Charleston. So he loses to Charleston, goes to Charleston, and then what happened when he was in Charleston? Not a damn thing. Well, to be fair, they were very good the one year that he was there in the regular season. And then I want to say they lost in the first round. I'm looking it up now. So they finished second to Lou City last year, still sitting on 62 points, which is respectable. And then lost in the first round of the playoffs to Rhode Island in penalties.
Mhm.
And the score at the end of extra time was 0-0. So what did he do there? Because he didn't score.
Not a
and
whole lot of anything.
that's what he is paid to do, is score. And so yeah, he very, very, very productive player. Doesn't always relate to winning soccer, especially when it matters the most. And we've seen, what was I listening to? The Backhill USL show that I cannot think of the name of right now. That has our buddy Morrissey on it. But it also has a couple guys that I actually enjoy. I know that sounded like shots fired at Morrissey, and it was. and they brought up a good point that I wouldn't have remembered. Like, he does his best when he has another striker up top with him
Mhm.
that they can kind of play with. And I don't think Sacramento has that guy. And Sacramento has been playing their best with a one striker approach in like a 1-3-1 or 1-3. Yeah, 1-3-1-4, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. So yeah, it's weird to me the amount of hoopla that this is, other than him coming back to the USL, which if you look at what he did in Japan this year, it was mediocre at best. And so I don't know. I'm not scared of Sacramento any more than I already was. Like, Sacramento is Sacramento. They're always going to be like almost good.
Mhm.
The annoying.
Love it.
It's that time.
Maybe it's because this is the longest you sit still.
Probably. I don't know though. I'm convinced she just really likes all of you guys.
I believe that too, but so yeah, I just don't know. But I'll tell you, the 26th of September when we play them at home, I will for sure be there, and hope that we get a W there, because maybe then I wouldn't be surprised. No matter what happens this weekend, I wouldn't be surprised if Sacramento jumps like 3 spots or more in the power rankings just because
of the signing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't pay too close attention to the power rankings this week.
I don't think
this will conceivably be his first time playing this coming weekend.
The only thing I'm curious about is, did Morrissey actually keep Tampa ahead of us this week?
He did. No, yeah, he did. Now the Grassroots. I don't know if you guys follow Grassroots. They did their own power ranking, and they have us too behind Tampa. They threw Tampa a bone.
I don't mind it. It's not.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
If they lose, we will jump them, right? If they continue to win, especially by multiple goals, then I can make the argument that they deserve to be above us. It's fine. If you look at our last two matches, yes, 5-2 is a big scoreline. We talked about it all last week. 75 minutes of that game, we were the worst team.
Mm-hmm.
45 minutes of this game, we were the worst team. Oh, we were maybe not the worst team, but we were like not dominant.
We were, yeah.
And so yeah, I completely understand how anybody would have Tampa above us. I just think it's funny that the Rowdies fans freak the fuck out because of it. So Sacramento moved up 6 spots after beating Lexington 1-0.
Oh, we've got a friend from Tulsa in the chat.
I mean, Lexington has been one of the hotter clubs in the league of late, so.
Yeah, I mean, 6 spots? A little excessive to me. But,
yeah.
Mario over in the chat. I'm glad you guys had a good time. I messaged you on Twitter when we were at the game because you said you guys were going to be there, and I was asking if you were up in 128. And I should have just assumed you were and gone up and introduced myself, but I did not. I apologize. And so, but I'm glad you had a good time. I'm not sorry at the result, but and
they might be able to return the favor.
Yeah, I would love to know. I would love to know Mario's opinion as to like what he thought about Tulsa shutting down the press in the second half. So,
yeah, it would be curious to see Mario's thoughts as well. But while we're getting into that, by the way, if you're with us tonight, we are over on Facebook again. In case you didn't notice, we are live. For now, we're going to find out here in about 3.5 seconds. If
it's going to tell me we're kicked off. I promise.
Yeah. We're going to see here.
Wait for it.
We're going to see if Facebook kicks us off.
Mario had a good time with the lemonade vodka. That lemonade vodka is pretty legit.
And it's huge, too.
It is huge.
Yeah, that is. So going into this, we talked last week about who starts up top with Hurst, right? And we did mention this briefly in our post-match video that we did. I called Melto and Niall, and we got Melto and Niall. And what do you guys think of this pairing? Were you disappointed to see it? And then how did it work for you over the evening?
I wasn't disappointed to see it. Melto felt a little bit off. And so I was anxious to see Dayon come on for him. It took longer than I liked for that substitution to come on. And I would expect to see Dayon maybe getting the nod for a start in the next match.
I agree. I don't think that I was disappointed to see Melto out there. But I think what's going to be the case with Melto is especially how young he is. He has a tremendous amount of talent, but the consistency is not going to be there. Mm-hmm. That is the consistency is what he needs to develop. And he has kind of like one thing that works for him. And if that thing's not working, he's not mature enough yet in his game to adjust. Or maybe it's something like, this is what I want you to do, Melto, go do it. And then if he tries that and it doesn't work, then he kind of gets like, oh, okay, well, now what do I do? And he's not mature enough to figure that out on his own on the fly.
Yeah.
And so I thought that we saw that enough in the last match to bring Dayon on against Tulsa. Apparently wasn't the case for Sanchez though. So But I kind of agree with Christina. I think that's what happens now.
So quickly, I'm pausing it right here. Our group is right up here. That's us.
Yeah.
Aw,
So
look how
Jacob,
cute you guys look.
Jacob was there with his wife and their kids. Jacob's friend Will was there. I got to meet Will this weekend. He was there with his wife
And 2 kids.
and 2 kids. They were there. And
You
then
didn't
I was
realize there
with my
were.
oldest.
I don't have 8 kids. I only have 4.
I
You
mean,
realize all the other kids that were running
Four's
around?
still a lot, though.
yeah,
It
that's
is.
still-
It is. Don't
No,
get me wrong.
I knew they were there. I knew they had kids. I didn't know their relationship. Because you
Yeah, wife. Yeah, wife.
yeah.
Sorry.
So, but yeah, no, we had a whole group up there. It was fun. I said my kid and I we did not, like Justin said, I went through the security line like everybody else. I did not use the press passes. My kid and I sat out at the berm with Jacob and his friend Will and everyone. It was a great time. Like first time I was telling them, it's the first time since Melanie's first visit here that I have been able to sit out in the stands as a fan. So, yeah, I saw a Brad guy out of the match as well. But yeah, first time since 2023 that I've been able to sit in the stands for a match. So it was cool. My kid enjoyed it. My kid had a good time.
Years in the making.
Yeah.
The first time that you've been able to, or the first time that you've chose to?
First time since that I've been able to.
I think the answer there is chose to. I think you could have chose multiple times to be like, hey, I'm going to take my kids.
Well, with my radio station responsibilities, I couldn't. I had to be in the box to take care of things and all that. Far easier to do that from the box than sitting out in the stands. But yeah, great atmosphere, 9,400 plus at the lab. Really great night. Weather turned out beautiful, especially once the sun went down. We had a really great opportunity, really get a chance to see this club and see what they could do. And yeah, Berm's a really good view. Absolutely. Berm is a very good view. I took a couple pictures and put them over on X, and Shadow Wolf thought we were too far away. No, we're 15 yards from the pitch?
Maybe 25.
Maybe 20, yeah.
Still not bad.
But close enough. But yeah, so we talked about, someone mentioned earlier, the hand of God for Tulsa here. And of course, it's going to try to buffer. But without VAR, oh, that's not the hand of God there. That's we got Shakes getting into it and honestly, I was super pleased with Shakes' performance. Shakes was phenomenal. I felt Elton Garcia, for all his faults as a referee, didn't have a perfect night, but I felt he was a little too lax compared to what we're used to with him.
It's like he's all or none, right?
Yeah. I think this is the cleanest match he's ever called for us. And then here's the hand of God. Yes. So Dorsey puts the ball back of the net, even without VAR. Elton Garcia and the AR get involved, and you can see the ball clearly come off of Dorsey's hand. And he just kind of pushes it in.
Yep.
And yeah,
United kind of touches his arm, like, oh, whoops.
Yeah. I think it kind of goes off Nico's arm too, but Nico's arm is down. So, but yeah, that view specifically, you can see him go out, and even without FVS and VAR, United gets the call, and missed opportunity here by Jabang. But yeah,
okay, hold on, back up to the hand of God.
Okay.
You don't have to back up the video. Just but leave it on that because I want to talk about that too. Elton did the right thing by consulting with the AR. I think if it had not been for the AR, see, we lost the Facebook stream again. If it had not been for the AR, it would have counted. I think Elton had it counting. It took some protests and then him consulting with the AR for them to finally say no goal, which I thought was hilarious that the Tulsa players were like beyond upset about it. And I was like, no. They were pointing at the screen at first, and then they stopped pointing at the screen.
Like, oh, just kidding.
Yeah.
Shadow Wolf on Blue Sky did comment about feeling like there was too much whining going on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah,
sure.
Tulsa, they were whining quite a bit.
I would say that Jabang shot was not a missed opportunity. It was a good save. Like that ball is destined for that bottom lower corner. It's placed perfectly. The keeper is able to somehow get down and get a paw on it and push it just wide. I thought it was a well worked play for sure, and I thought the finish was solid. It just didn't get past the keeper, which happens sometimes. I mean, ask anybody that's played Shakes this year. Like, he's had some saves that were incredible. This one was, from a save standpoint, this was a pretty run of the mill game for Shakes. Honestly, he just did really well with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I felt like Shakes managed the match well. He did, obviously, no goals allowed over this past run. The goals allowed against is like nearing one, if not less than one at this point. But you look at the play on the pitch, and we've seen this series get a little bit more physical over the past couple of years. Obviously Tulsa knocked us out of the playoffs. Previously, it's been a tough series ever since. And you could see some of the chippiness happening in this one. Obviously, some questionable calls, or I say calls, but decisions made by both sides, and a couple kerfuffles. Nothing too serious, but you could see the intensity out there. It was mentioned multiple times in the press conference after the match that it had a playoff atmosphere. Now, maybe it had the intensity, for me anyway, from the play on the pitch, but I don't think the atmosphere itself was playoff level. I mean,
No.
do you guys think differently?
No. 6 goals in 10 matches, by the way.
6 goals in 2 matches? Oh.
In the league. 6 goals in 10 matches in the league. Mm-hmm. So like almost half a goal per match. Like it's a very good run.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
And no, the intensity in the stadium, like the fans were into it, but it wasn't
super loud. It wasn't like highly energized.
No,
it just sort of it like caught a pocket of air.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to score, Bry Guy. I tried.
Oh, this here, man, when this happened.
Is that a clattering?
It looked painful.
It did. I mean, great through ball here. You see the tug back, and then you see the keeper come out and just take Hursty out at the knees. Penalty gets called. So I don't know how much you guys may not have heard it, seen it anywhere. We're talking to Hursty. He was actually concerned that he thought he had fractured his shoulder with how he came down on that. Honestly, not a whole lot different from how Kalen came down on his a couple of years ago.
With his collarbone?
With his collarbone, yeah. And so I get it. And Hursty's like, yeah, no, I stayed down. he goes, but I knew as soon as they called the trainer on, I was going to pop right back up, because he wanted to take the penalty kick. He also stated that he thought they were going to call him offside initially. So that's part of why he stayed down. But there was some amount of convincing that took place to get that penalty call. It wasn't an immediate call from Melton Garcia, but
he pointed to the spot right away.
Well, from Hursty's perspective, I think he was so focused on his. He said he was so focused on the pain that he didn't know what was going on. Yeah. But come hell or high water, he was going to manage to get up and take that PK.
Yeah.
And what was dumb was he didn't need to foul him. He clearly pulls him back.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he needs to. I think the keeper is if the keeper isn't going to get there, he's at least going to block it. The keeper is right there. I don't think the pullback slows him down too much. It's close, but right there, you have to trust your keeper then to come out and make that play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Brendan, to that point, I mean, I see where you're coming from with it, but because it's a tug by the defender in the box, clearly inhibiting Hurst's movement towards goal, it has to be a penalty. I mean, it has to be. I
think it would have been no matter what.
Yeah. And I know people were saying there should have been one earlier. There was another foul earlier in the match. Keeper comes out of the box. Probably should have been a red card, but not a penalty because contact was outside the box, and that one wasn't in the highlight package here. But yeah, that probably should have been a red card for the keeper earlier.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Why would they not have that in the highlight package?
I don't know. I think maybe they got it wrong. So
no, they wouldn't do that.
No, you don't think?
No, they would put it in there. They would admit if they're wrong, right?
This is the League of Transparency.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was, overall, I mean, I felt like it was a pretty well played match. Jacob, we were talking a little bit about the tactics of, and I wish Shadow Wolf was in the chat for this. We were talking a little bit about the tactics of the Scissor Tails, and for Tulsa to come out, and yes, we know that historically they grind out results. It just kind of like lull you into a sense of security. Like, I wasn't all that impressed with the way they played. Obviously, they tried to catch us on the counter in the first. They played with the heavy press, but then they changed. They switched up their tactics at halftime. And I think that even though they were dropping into that low block, which we've always struggled with, I don't think that did them any favors.
No, not at all. They were clearly a better team in the first half. Before they changed those tactics. I don't know what they were thinking.
I said it after the game, but I think that they wore themselves out. I think the first half, the way that they were running and pressing, it wasn't a surprise to see a lot of cramping and falling to the ground and delays.
I think it's like Lightning McQueen, right? He doesn't come in for a pit stop and just runs out of gas there at the end. Technically, he blows tires, but he just does. They didn't. I think their plan was to come out, blitz us in the first half, try to get a goal, and then hold on for dear life. And when they blitzed us in the first half and they couldn't get a goal, then they were like, all right, I guess we're going to play for a draw.
Yeah.
I kind of feel it reminds me of how we played back in like 2019, 2020 under Troy. You press hard for 50, 60 minutes.
So annoying.
And then you just fall off.
We would keep pressing if we didn't have a lead though. We would keep trying. Like it seemed like they were just like, meh, wave the white flag. We'll hold on for a draw. Which I'm glad. I'm glad that we've done that in the past at times. Maybe in 2019, depending on the circumstances. And it never worked out for us. I'm glad that somebody can try it against us and it doesn't work out for them. It reminded me of the El Paso match from the beginning of last year, where they like way more drastically like parked the bus in like the 18, like, and only left
like 10 players in the box.
Yeah, only left if they had like a clear path. And they did that for 85 minutes and it worked. And then we were able to finally break through and get the goal and hang on. And so I don't know, it was a weird decision, weird kind of tactics, especially when we think of like last year, how Tulsa played specifically against us. Maybe it's because they would get the lead early. But I feel like one of those games was tied late. No, it was. The home game against Tulsa last year was tied late at 0-0, and they brought on subs and really tried to push for it and ended up getting a goal. So it's like the exact opposite of what they did last year that worked is what they did this year, and it didn't work. Doesn't make sense. But
it seems like that's been their season as a whole. Like last year, their season as a whole was like those last minute sort of Hail Marys. And this year, they're just not able to do that. Yeah, the magic's not there. But so admittedly, I haven't watched like every Tulsa match very closely, but I wonder if the season started off with them like pushing and then maybe
faltering a couple times because they were still pushing when it was a tied ball game. And then they got scared because they were trying to push for the 3 points and ended up getting 0. I don't know. It's going back to March. Like it was 0-0 against Orange County, or 1-0 against Orange County was the final. So maybe it happened there. It was 2-1 against Oakland. Maybe it happened there. 2-1 against Orange County again. Maybe it happened there. So maybe that's what it was they were trying to in tied ball games before, and then it ended up biting them in the ass. So they thought they would change it up, and maybe it's worked. They get a 1-0 win against Sacramento back in June, a 2-1 win against Monterey back in July. So I don't know. It's been a weird season for them. They definitely faltered compared to what they did last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, are they where they would like to be? No. I mean, and obviously when you have, us and El Paso all picking up multiple wins in the past 5, even Sac picking up 3 of 5, Tulsa have slid a bit. You look back over the past couple weeks, I think they were 2nd or 3rd there for a while. So,
they haven't been maybe 4th, maybe 3rd, I guess.
Yeah. With as tight as the West has been, 1 or 2 losses here in a month, and you're, suddenly at the bottom of the playoff spots looking up. And so, I know they've struggled a bit at times. They're still one of the best defensive teams in the league. So it's not for a lack of defensive effort. They're right there. I think they've allowed 2 more goals than we have. We can double check that stat. But defensively, they're very good, just not with Alex Tambakis between the sticks. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily think that they're ever going to be, at least this season, they're going to be run it up and be a 5-0 on someone, So this is what you can expect out of them, I think, week in and week out. So,
yeah, definitely not the same team by any means. Did you guys talk about the standings already?
Not yet.
Cool. So with that loss, they fall down to 6th. They the West is weird. So it's Orange County, New Mexico, San Antonio, which I don't think is a surprise necessarily. But then El Paso in 4th, Sacramento in 5th, Tulsa in 6th, Vegas in 7th, which I feel a little more vindicated because I had Vegas pretty high in my was that last year? Maybe that was last year. I don't remember. I have to look. Lexington in 8th, Colorado Springs in 9th, and then there's a little bit of a gap to Oakland, Phoenix, and Monterey Bay, or to Oakland and Phoenix, and then a big gap to Monterey Bay.
So for reference, you projected Vegas to finish 3rd.
Okay, I did have them higher. Good, yeah. Good. What stands out to you in those ranking or in the standings right now?
What stands out to me right now? Honestly, in the West, it's going to be the underperformance of Switchbacks and then the overperformance of El Paso. Those are the 2 things that stand out to me. The rest of it's pretty much, pretty much where we thought or where I thought. Tulsa's a bit higher than I had, obviously, and El Paso obviously a lot higher than what what we all had.
A lot of that's baked in because we hate them, right?
Yeah.
And technically, Colorado Springs is sitting on 19 matches and El Paso is sitting on 20. Mm-hmm. If Colorado Springs wins that match in hand, they're tied with El Paso.
Yeah.
And so it's I mean, the West from 1st to 9th is 6 points. Mm-hmm. It's not like it's a runaway from any. There's no separation there whatsoever. Like in the East, you have, Tampa Bay has an 11-point lead, and then Charleston, Detroit, Lou City, Pittsburgh, like are kind of like this next little group, and then there's a drop of 5 points till you get to Indy and Rhode Island and Hartford, and then Miami's kind of in the mix, and then Loudoun, Birmingham, kind of sort of in the mix, or kind of sort of like almost in the mix, and then Brooklyn and Jax down towards the bottom. But in the West, it's just 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 29, 28, 28.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild.
Yeah, even with that, no one's really out of it. I mean, Monterey Bay is teetering on the edge of...
I would say Monterey Bay's out of it.
Yeah, they're teetering on the edge of being out of playoff contention mathematically. Sporting Jacks, I would say they're mathematically out of it. I don't see a way going forward for them.
No.
Brooklyn may be out of it at this point because I don't see them putting on a run to jump any of those teams. Maybe Legion, but
I could see them getting to like they're 9 points back of Hartford. I could see them gaining on somebody, but not for somebody's, right? Like,
yeah.
They would have to jump several teams to get up there, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. But yeah, the West is wild.
Most teams are in the final third, by the way, of their season. And so I don't know what you would qualify as the home stretch. I don't know if 10 games is a little bit too much, but 10 games really isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things. Like when we had only played 10 games in the season, I was like, relax, we like barely started. And so it could, you have to find form fast if you need to make a run in the last 10 games.
Yeah, that you do. Looking at projected possible points, I mean, Monterey's got 9 matches left, 27 possible points. I mean, to be fair, if Monterey ran off 9 straight wins, that would put them on 43 points.
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be something. I don't see it happening, but
I think it'd be pretty cool. I believe.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if that happened. But I mean, yeah, the West is just wild. Orange County just lost 2 consecutive matches to Eastern Conference clubs. San Antonio lost a stinker to El Paso. No idea what happened there.
Harry says San Antonio didn't show up.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, San Antonio did play midweek in the USL Cup and won, and seems like they're going to go for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that could potentially have something to do with it. They don't play again until Saturday, so it's not like they like had another one coming up right away in the USL Cup. But yeah, they definitely weren't there.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, it's any given weekend, depending upon the result and where you stand. I mean, a loss for us, this coming weekend and a win somewhere else, so we're down in 5th, right?
Can I vent for a second? Like to have 11 unbeaten and still be in the position of only being in the playoffs by 5 points is mildly infuriating. Because we were right in the middle of it when we started that run, I felt like, and we haven't really created that separation. Now, granted, we do have 3 matches in hand, so if we can capitalize on even 2 of those, that gives us some breathing room. But still, just like in the live table, looking at it and being like, man, we're not in first place yet, and we're 5 points out of missing the playoffs. And yet we've been unbeaten in 11 and won 7 or 6, whatever it is in the league.
Won 6 in a row in the league, yeah.
And it's like, really? 1 6 in a row, 9 unbeaten in the league, and
we could drop to 5th.
Still only 5 points out of the playoff spot, or 5 points above the playoff line. Like, that's wild to me.
I was chuckling with the Monterey Bay announcers right before United decided to finally pop off with all the goals. They literally were talking about how things were not looking great, and New Mexico was looking to drop.
Yeah, they were
pretty low in the standings, and then boom, goals.
Cool.
Yeah, the West everyone just beats everyone up. Like, it's not the East where you have those perennials. And we talked about this all the time. Yeah, the
Yeah.
West is. I think the West is far more competitive, and I think that's why you see so many USL Cup champions and so many USL champions coming out of the West. I think the conference as a whole is just. I think the competition makes it better.
I'd agree.
Yep.
I'd agree.
We beat each other up and get each other primed and ready for the finals.
Yep, that is true. And speaking of looking ahead, we've got Loudoun United here on Saturday. Not here, but in Loudoun, 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time kickoff on that one. So be
How's the
prepared.
weather looking out over east? I hope it's going to be clear.
Who knows? Let's see.
No
Where-
cause for cancellations or postponements.
Did you see the temperature in Monterey Bay when we played over there?
I did not.
No.
I was watching the game and Allie was sitting there and I was like, everybody's wearing jackets.
Mhm.
And she
Oh.
looked it up and it was 57 at kickoff.
What?
Or it was,
That's crazy.
It was 57 when she looked it up in like the first 30 minutes.
You know what though? That sounds so lovely.
Doesn't it? It sounds
It sounds
amazing. Like I bet
lovely.
our guys were so happy. They were just like, what? It's not 99?
Uh-huh. I mean, even
My-
on Saturday, I know it got cooler once the sun went down, but still at
it's
10 o'clock at night,
phenomenal.
it still felt hot.
It felt better like at kickoff than it did when we were in the dugout after the
Mhm.
match, in my opinion.
Or it was hot in the dugout.
Yeah, felt great. According to weather.com, the weather on Saturday, 79 with scattered thunderstorms in Leesburg, Virginia.
Yay.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
Right?
I mean, I guess as long as the lightning stays away.
Yeah, as long as the lightning
Yeah.
stays away. Yeah. 47% chance of scattered thunderstorms.
Justin, I just want you to know right now, I hate you. And stop talking about cool weather.
That sounds just so lovely. It's going to get over 100 again next week, guys.
My car said it was 100 today.
That's what my husband said. I was in Santa Fe today, so little further north, slightly better, but
I'm so ready for the heat to be done. Like I
Yep.
know it's mid-August, but I'm just done. I'm ready for it to move on. But yeah, back to Loudoun on Saturday. So fun fact, New Mexico United is unbeaten, unblemished against Loudoun United. We played them twice in our history.
That is not true.
no, yeah, I feel like we've gone in like they
Yeah.
No,
were
we
the
have the
worst
1-0.
they beat us.
A 1-0 win and a 3-1 win.
No, we have the 1-0 loss with the Yearwood red card
when they were
back
like
in
teenagers. It was all
2019?
teenagers.
2021, somewhere in there. We have a loss. Because they have the red card that wasn't a red card.
No,
it was the
you're
phantom red
right,
card.
right. Where that did not pop up on when I was going through this. Okay, so maybe we're not unblemished. What? I was going through this. I was trying to research this earlier. I did not see that anywhere.
Sad to say that's not true, Seth. Womp womp.
Ah,
But I'm gonna say our guys they know we have games at hand. They know that we've got a big goal in mind. They're gonna do okay. They're gonna travel east and it's gonna be great. And there's gonna be no lightning.
3-1-2. No, sorry, 1-2. Sorry. So 1 win for United Loudoun, 2 for us. Total score of 4-2 at Segra Field. We are 1-0. Here in the lab, we're 1-1. Yeah, it was 20. Those are all the
2021,
same.
according to Josh.
Yeah,
I don't believe it. It didn't happen.
2021.
I've completely written that one off. It didn't count.
And they were really bad that year too.
Yeah.
They were, and I wasn't Elton Garcia the ref for that match.
Probably.
I'm almost positive he was.
No.
Oh
Chris
man.
Ruska.
Oh, we've gotten a red card in
Ruska.
2 out of
Oh, it
3
was Ruska.
matches.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's not a great stat that Brendan just shared.
That match didn't happen.
I forgot about Ruska. That guy was terrible too.
I don't know if he refereed again after that match. Maybe he did. I don't know. But yeah, we haven't played them since 2024. Loudon, obviously, since then they are no longer associated with DC United. They've moved on to become independent, and we've not seen them in a little bit. Now, obviously, they're hovering right around the playoff line in the East right now. 5 points back. Not the best of seasons. Jacob talked about some of the players they brought in. He talked about what this roster looks like for them. I mean, realistically, and I know Christina and I will both have our worries about going to the East Coast, but with this club, with its makeup, is there anything about Loudon that makes you go, I'm worried about this one? Like, I know you mentioned the possibly trap-ish, but
I think if we lose or tie, it's because we've done it to ourselves.
I would agree with that assessment. Like, it's not so much anything that they do tactically or anybody that's like on their roster or like it's not going to be anything that I'm like, oh man, they can really hurt us here. It's more, I don't like having won 11 games in a row or unbeaten in 11 games, going back east and playing a team that is definitely worse than us. That part makes me nervous, but and really, like, Devak Kanyode from El Paso, played with El Paso last year. He wasn't very good for El Paso. Him and Erlinson are the two defenders that I recognize. I think we can exploit them. Excuse me. Ezra Armstrong is a left back that was with North Carolina last year that was good for North Carolina, at least. But it just hasn't gelled for them, probably because Loudon's just cursed, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know. It's a weird one. They don't have anybody up top that, like, really is a threat to me. What happened was they lost Ryan Martin, who I thought was overrated as hell anyways. He goes to Oakland, and then he steals some of their best players along with them. And now they're kind of in this weird rebuilding, kind of retooling year that I'm not afraid of. They did win their last match. They won. Sorry, they did not win their last match. They lost to Charleston in their last match. But before that, they had won 2 in a row and drawn with Tampa Bay. And so there's potential there. Sorry, they drew against Detroit too. So Drew.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't they draw?
Lost, win, Drew. So we'll see. But no, to answer your question, said nothing that they do really scares me. It's more the trap game aspect of this that I'm a little concerned about. So we'll see. I think we can get by though. I think even with the trap game worries, we should still be able to come out on top.
Christina, when you look at this, I mean, and like I mentioned it already, you and I both fear. I don't want to say fear going.
What's going on?
What?
With what?
I can't hear either of you. What just happened?
Oh,
I don't know. That might be a you thing, Jacob.
that's a you thing.
That's a you thing.
We're
so
good.
I mean, obviously you and I have concerns about going east. We do every single time. We talked to Hursty, we talked to Coach, we talked to Oos on Saturday. There's momentum. The guys are playing well. There's a lot of confidence. I asked about is there more pressure right now with the
Right.
streaks the way that they are? Going into this match specifically, Us had said that they welcome the pressure. They don't feel like
Yep.
there's additional pressure right now. But looking at this again, it's a match we probably should on paper win. Do you think that there is internal pressure on these guys? Do you think that they're going to have to try to get themselves up for this one?
I think, they're professionals across the board. All of them seemed unfazed by that question. I think if anything, they're just really excited and motivated. I feel like it's a positive pressure, not like a pressure's on that they're,
Mhm.
making the playoffs is on the line or something like that. So I don't feel like it's a factor in their performance.
No, I get that. And, like you said, they are professionals. There shouldn't be we're not going to get up for this one, or there shouldn't be that need for additional emphasis on these matches to where they do get up for it. But you see it in every sport. You see it in all these opportunities, all these leagues where players and teams, they go in, they see someone on paper like, yeah, this should be an easy win. This should be a walkthrough, right? But it doesn't happen for whatever reason. And historically for us, some of our worst performances have come on the East Coast and in these trap games. So I think as a fan, maybe there is a little bit of a worry on this one. But from a eyes on the pitch perspective, I think we're in a really good spot. I mean,
Mhm.
dude, I know you're not terribly active on Facebook, but in talking to other people, do you get a sense that, it's just straight confidence across the board? Or do you think there is some concern about where they're at right now?
I don't know. They convinced me after the game. I think they're just like oozing confidence, but not in a cocky way. Just like I don't know, they're just like a really cohesive team and they're all seeming to really click. Personalities seem to be really clicking. Our relationship with the coach seems to be going really well. And it's just proving, you know, just like really good vibes, confident vibes.
Jacob, what's your sense? You tend to talk to folks a bit more. You're a bit more active on social media than either Christina or myself. In the conversations that you're having with folks like Bolte and others, what's the general sense of where the club is at with their performance right now?
I mean, I don't know how anybody after being unbeaten in 11 games could be too concerned. Me personally, the last two matches, the first half of the first half of Tulsa, and then the first 75 minutes of Monterey Bay were not the best performances, but like Christina said, like these guys they're just ready. They're out there. Like I look back and go, hey, remember how last year was like a year from hell almost in a lot of ways, and we still finished tied for second in the West and made the Western Conference Finals. And now we're bringing back the same core that has time to mesh together once they got healthy, and talent around them that makes sense, that Sanchez like actually has a hand in recruiting and looking at and wanting. Yeah, now that we're healthy, we're kicking ass, and that's like it makes perfect sense to me. Like, and so I think the majority of people. I don't know if you saw on New Mexico United Nation, but somebody put in there like, "Hey, this is awfully quiet for a team that's on a 11 match unbeaten run," and I very quickly stirred the pot and got in there and said, "Yeah, this place is only loud when we're losing and things are going bad." It's always been that way. Like if things are going good, that New Mexico United Nation is pretty quiet, and it is right now. And I'm sure if you talk to Cole or Bonnie Dutram or something like that, that somebody like that has concerns originally, like they might be like, well, this is fool's gold a little bit, or I still don't like Sanchez, or something like that. But most fans are going to be over the moon with how we're playing right now. And I am curious. I'm very curious to see what one loss does, though, especially if it's this weekend against Loudoun, which I don't think it will be. But if it's this weekend against Loudoun, like, is Facebook blowing up already? Is there, are there calls for Sanchez's head all of a sudden again? Like, what happens there? And so, but currently, with where we sit today on August 18th, I don't know how sitting in second place, 1 point behind Orange County with 3 matches in hand, having been 11 unbeaten and winners of 6 straight in the league, I don't know how you're not just beaming.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, it's a tough spot to be in because, yeah, you go into the weekend, you've got all these positives going for you. If you lose to a team where they're at, like Loudoun is, then I think you do see people come back out despite the fact that we put together this tremendous run. And I think part of it is people are way too, I don't want to say antagonistic, but they're way too reactionary. Right? We talked about, people are so quick to jump on, oh, we had this bad run early, or not the best run early in the season, right? We were at the bottom of the table. Things weren't exactly looking great. And we kept saying, hey, be patient. It's early, right? Like, and now we're at a point where we're going, okay, that West is so tight, 3 matches in hand, 1 point off of first. A loss puts us in, potentially puts back in the 5th. And people go, oh my God, this guy's falling, right? We're going to miss the playoffs because of this. You got to give a little bit of grace and understand that you can't win everything. There's only been one perfect team in basically one perfect team in professional sports history. And the odds of that happening across a 30 match season is not going to happen.
Just coming in clutch.
I mean, yeah, it's hard enough to do it in a 16 game, NFL season, right? 30 matches in soccer, 82 matches in the NBA, whatever it is, 162 games in MLB. You're not going to see a perfect season. It's just not going to happen. Teams have come close, but there's always going to be some downturn at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of mitigating it, and fans need to, not be as reactionary. But I don't know how you teach people that, or how you converse with them.
That's the thing. Like, control what we can control. I can't control them, but I can control my response. And most of the time, my response is, "You guys are idiots," and I love doing that.
To answer Andy's question, Andy's wondering about attendance. I mean, I think that's one thing. The health of the club, and it's not cheap going to the games, right? Like, it could be pretty pricey, especially if it's for a family.
It can be. I mean, so we had 9-5 Saturday.
10,200.
10-5 to 10-2. Okay.
4th of July was 14-8.
Yeah, 14-8. So, like, I think on average we're probably right about where we were last year, would be my guess. Which, yes, is down from the 2019.
We've had a few 8s on Saturday nights. Actually, more than a few.
Good. Yeah, but like I'm not too concerned about that right now. And yeah, it can get a little pricey, but you can also, like, we did it, the 6 of us went, like, driving from Fort Sumner to Albuquerque, eating before the game at a restaurant, which was just Chick-fil-A, going to the game. We got dessert at the game. We brought our own waters in, and then driving back home. All in all, we were probably in, considering we couldn't eat at home before we left, right? And we had to drive 5 hours round trip in a machine that gets 20 miles to the gallon. Like it wasn't too bad. I think we were probably all in for $200 to $250 with gas, tickets, dessert, and dinner. And so you can do it. The Berm has a nice deal, 4 tickets for $50, which that's pretty dang cheap, especially for seats that, as me and Seth were reminded or found out, are really nice seats. Once that sun went down and it wasn't blinding us, it was easy to see the whole pitch. It's a better perspective to see the tactics and the flow. It's a better perspective up there in the berm than it is down on the pitch. And so it's doable. It's not as cheap as it was in 2019, but what is as cheap as it was in 2019? There's not a thing on this earth that is as cheap as it was in 2019. And so I'm not too concerned about any of that. If anything, my only concern is the stadium, which we've talked about a lot and we don't have any updates on. So I'm not going to rehash any of that, but
to answer Andy's question, give you a better idea of attendance, I just did the math. Across 11 home matches in all competitions. This is also not counting the Atlante friendly. I don't remember the numbers for that one. But in 11 competitive matches between USL, Prinks, Tires, Jägermeister, Malort Cup, and USL League play, we have drawn 103,019 fans in the stands. Across 11 matches, that's an average of 93.65.
Okay. Well, I'd rather be 10, but all things considered, how expensive life is these days, the club's working hard to get butts and seats.
Yeah, and I think the if I remember right, the Atlanta match was something like 6,600, 6,700. And with that match, that one, obviously that one's not included in season tickets. So that's just straight tickets sold. They sold 6,700 tickets for that match. But yeah, so I mean, obviously the club's drawing, right? We've had some really good matches. We had some really low matches in terms of attendance, but the numbers don't lie. We are one of the best attended clubs in the USL. We have been since inception. We've been top 3, if not top 2, every single. And there's an individual over on Reddit that does attendance trackers. I'll see if I can find it. While I'm pulling
I've got it right here. Okay. Morrissey does one on his website as well. We are currently sitting 3rd on average, behind Sac Republic and Lou City. Sac Republic has 97, Lou City has 94, and then we're at 9,300 each. From last year, Lou City's down about 100, or not. Sacramento Republic's about 100. Lou City's down about 100. We're down about 200. So on average, for the average, anyways, it's not terrible. We're down 0.2 or 2.8% from last year so far, and I think we usually have better numbers going into the cooler months, and we have a lot of home matches coming up, and so I think that number will grow. That average number will grow, and then we're about 700 clear of Andy 11, who's right behind us.
We can do it.
Oh yeah.
What's the next? For sure, that jockey night is going to catapult us.
And we still have Meow Wolf night coming, which is a big draw. Blackout night's usually a big draw. And so, yeah, I
I,
think it's
I
gonna be
liked
bad.
I liked yellow out night more than blackout night.
Yeah, except there wasn't a lot of yellow. Like it wasn't
I
yellow
think
out.
they weren't like super great about getting the word out.
No, like I only saw it because I saw an ad, and then I went. I was looking for the ticket deal to try to find out how to get that Burm ticket deal, and saw it again, and was like, oh yeah. And then I put it in New Mexico United Nation, but
Well, that's good. You
it,
probably
it's
helped
hard.
boost
It's
to
hard to
yellow.
do a yellow out or a blackout or whatever if you're not gonna give shirts or towels or flags or something. Like if you call it a yellow out and then you hand out yellow flags to
Right.
5,000 people, like it's gonna look like a yellow out just because you'll see yellow flags waving, even if you don't give out a shirt.
Yeah, I agree with Symphonic. I feel like blackout night just makes it look like there's not very many people in the stadium. Like I
I would
do not
agree.
like blackout night.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah. Andy, to your point here, I think 10,000 is going to be generous.
I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, the original designs that we were hearing about was for 10K.
Yeah. Yeah, beyond 10K, I don't think we will see anything above 10K. I think
you might see
generous.
seats for 10K, total capacity 12K.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Who knows? I mean, final designs, obviously, we still don't even have we don't have a site, or at least a final decision on a site yet. So it remains to be seen what happens with the stadium and size and all that type of stuff. But back to the weekend, Loudoun, right? They don't draw well. It's going to be a quiet stadium. Our clubs have always fed off of the intensity of the crowd and crowd noise and everything around them. Going east, fortunately, it's not on short rest. We do have. I did talk to someone at the club, and another going east tie-in here. I asked about the reschedule for Birmingham, and they're considering staying east in between Indy and Birmingham.
I think that makes sense.
We play at home against Indy.
Well, whoever when we goes play.
Birmingham. Yeah, Lexington.
No, it's Indy at home.
Yeah,
it's Indy at home, Birmingham, Colorado Springs at home.
Yeah, so
or Colorado Springs on the road, either way.
Yeah, so it sounds like
so maybe staying and then going straight from Birmingham to Colorado Springs.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It sounds like there's a possibility they may be staying out there, or instead of, coming back in between. I don't know, because historically the club has always gone back and forth. I think that's always been a negative, but that's just me.
Trivia, real quick, because I don't want to get too far away from the attendance conversation. There are 4 teams that have grown their average attendance this year over last year. Can you name those 4 teams?
No, let's see.
I will give you one hint. None of them are in the top. Hold on. None of them are in the top 4 of their respective conferences.
I'm going to guess Rhode Island. Are they one of them?
Rhode Island is down -5%.
Oh.
And we have
with their new stadium.
We only have 1 East team, and then there's 3 West teams, believe it or not. The highest increase is only 9%. And
well,
that's a team
it was
that likes
last
to spend
season
money.
that Oakland had their weird one-off, right?
Yeah, Oakland's down 34%.
That doesn't count. Yeah. And last time they had that like crazy 20,000.
Yeah.
I'd almost want to guess San Antonio, but I know Harry says the fans aren't happy there.
They're down 2.4%.
Yeah.
So it's Pittsburgh.
El Paso and Phoenix have been sad.
Phoenix is up.
I guess because they were so bad the last few years.
Phoenix is up 1.5%. It's literally 70 people on average more. Lexington is another one. Jane, good job. They're the team that is up 9%. Pittsburgh is up 3.4%. And then the last one, your Las Vegas Lights.
Good for Vegas.
Are up 5.5%.
Who are losing Cashman Field, by the way.
I saw that, which is probably spelling the end of Las Vegas, if I had to guess.
I saw someone joking that maybe Oakland's actually getting a team from Las Vegas.
But Oakland has a team, unfortunately.
Right.
So there are
not if Oakland loses the Coliseum because they can't pay rent.
That's fair. So Miami, Loudon. Oh shit! I missed one. I'm sorry. Tulsa is up 30%.
All right, good for Tulsa.
Which is
it's
wild.
those hot dogs.
I saw a big number and thought they were going down. Oakland's down 34. Loudon and Miami are down 27 and 22. The biggest loser is down 43.6%.
Oof.
And that is Hartford Athletic.
Oh, bummer for Hartford. Usually they have a pretty good following.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. So Miami is at the bottom, and then Loudon, and then the two expansion teams, Sporting Jacks and Brooklyn. Those are the four teams that are under 2,000 per match. Oh wow! AC Boise is averaging 7,200 a match in their first year.
Good for Fish.
Wow, that's crazy.
And Portland is up 7%, averaging 6,200. And so there's actually all but one of the USL League One teams are doing better than Miami. Miami is averaging 903. Everybody except for one is averaging over 1,000. For
even Tormenta's doing better.
The only team that's not is Charlotte Independence.
Wow.
So yeah, some interesting stuff there. At the end of the year, we'll dive back into some attendance numbers, and see what we can drum up with conspiracy theory wise there.
Yep. Well, yeah, we'll do that for sure. So we are running short on time, guys. Let's get our scoreline predictions for Saturday against Loudoun United.
I'm gonna go 3-0.
Oh, I was literally putting up 3 fingers.
I beat you to it.
Dude.
Another clean for Shakes and decisive win. We're gonna improve even more of that goal differential.
Oh, what do you think, Seth?
I'm gonna say we drop a 6 spot on them.
Oh, that's crazy.
I said 5 a couple weeks ago, and it happened.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
All right, Christine. I think we need to have a talk. I think aliens have taken over Seth's body, and I don't know what to do about that. Do we throw water on them? I think I'm going to throw some water on them.
There we go.
Signs. Throw some water on them.
See what happens.
Yeah,
I'll crank up the audio like from
Mars Attacks. Yeah.
No.
Not
what
Mars
was
Attacks?
it? The one with it's like all in complete silence.
A Quiet Place?
Yes, A Quiet Place.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad someone caught it, Jane.
I did not. I forgot Tormenta didn't exist anymore. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm concerned, Seth. I'm concerned, but I will not go 5. I'm not going to go 5. I'm not going to go 7. I want to go 7 because I want to be the most optimistic person here. But instead, I'm actually going to be the least optimistic person here because y'all are. I'm going to price this right, you guys. You guys are over. I'm going to go under. I'm going to go 2-0. Shakes will still get a clean sheet. We get 2 goals instead of 1 or more. And yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, there you have it. We're gonna pick up another win on Saturday at Loudon. Come back home 12 unbeaten, 7 wins in the league consecutively. Continue to make more history. Guys, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
So we will have one more pod before Lexington. But since Mama Christina brought it up in the chat, there is a Bruce pin giveaway. Gotta be honest, when I saw it, I was like, ooh, a pin? Because I don't know if I've shown you guys, but hold on one second.
You got a cool pin. He does have. Well, it made me wonder, if they're going to do more players. Maybe more players from our history. Like, I'd love a Suggsy pin.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put it closer. My old eyes can't see what you're showing me.
I'm basically just showing you that I have a lot of pins, including the New Mexico United pin.
Yeah, that one's cool.
And so I have a lot of pins on my backpack for work, and would like to keep adding to that. But I don't like the design of this pin.
Uh-oh.
If I'm being honest.
Hot take.
I just don't. It's weird to me. It's just weird to me, and it's goofy. Yes, thank you, Bright Guy. Thank you. Like I don't understand. But
yeah, why is he driving?
Yeah, I don't like. Is it a sponsored pin? Like, are we advertising something here? I
get the whole Bruce thing. Is that the kind of car he drives?
No idea.
I don't know. I mean, I'd rather them do like bobblehead pins.
It's a sponsor. So.
Oh, Toyota's sponsoring it. Okay, now it makes way more sense. Is it like a Toyota Tundra or something?
Yeah, so it's a Toyota sponsor. Like
there, now we know why. Okay.
Is if the Bruce is part of the pin, which I don't think it is. I think it's just the packaging. I think the pin is literally just him driving a Toyota Tundra.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's okay. It's like in a little packaging.
Yeah, it's in the same kind of packaging that we had for the jersey pin.
Okay.
And I think the Bruce is just part of the background of the packaging. I think the pin is just the pickup and
I
Bruce
think you're
Waving.
right.
And that's where I'm
United?
Like, yeah, there's nothing United. Like,
it should have been like the Meow Wolf, like pimped out Toyota Tundra.
Yeah, like if I take that pin off and I put it on this backpack, nobody's gonna know what the fuck it is.
They're gonna ask if it was you, like when you were younger.
Yeah, for sure. And so I'm. That being said, Christina and Mama Christina and Seth, if I can't make it to this game and you get to this game, get me a pin. But
you can have mine. You've heard it here.
Okay, I have witnesses. But yeah, I like if the Bruce was part of it, like I said, which
I don't think it is,
but I don't think it is.
I think you're right. I think the pin is just the car and Brucey.
And so if Bruce was part of it, I would say, cool, I like it. I'll put it on my.
See, I think my license plate sticker was cooler.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And so yeah, I like it. I don't love it, and so, and I did not get a Zozobra pin. So if there's an extra one floating around out there in the chat, let me know. But
was there a Zozobra pin? There was a Zozobra bobblehead.
Oh, it was a bobblehead, right? Never mind. I don't want it. Never mind.
You'd be hard pressed to get one of those Zozobra bobbleheads.
Probably. Like Brucey should be a bobblehead, not a tiny little pin driving a truck.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah.
While we're speaking of former players, sorry, I don't know if you want to finish your thought. Some honorees, some folks were honored.
They were at the
Saturday night. Yeah, Alex Tambakis getting a plaque of recognition from the club for his time there, and also returning Schmitty. Justin Schmidt was there on Saturday delivering the first kick. So super happy to see Schmitty back.
I was so sad that he was there on a night that I wasn't on the pitch.
Mhm.
And then I if it wouldn't have been a yellow out, I was gonna wear my Schmidt jersey. But it ended up being a yellow out, so I put my Schmidt jersey or my yellow jersey on, and I needed him to sign that. And so yeah, that was, I saw him and was excited and then sad.
Mhm.
And so yeah, they didn't really announce it anywhere other than he delivered the ball or kicked
Yeah.
the ball.
Yeah.
I think he delivered the ball. And so yeah, and the Temp Bacchus thing, I know Justin had a problem with it being before the game. It's not like Temp Bacchus is playing right now, so I thought it was, and I thought it was a good touch. All I was going to say on my previous thought was I am happy that they're kind of getting a little more creative with the giveaway things, and it's not flags
Mhm.
and posters the whole time.
Yeah.
They're doing the bobblehead and the pins and stuff like that, and so I like it.
Yep, very cool. Jacob, quickly, who wins the Premier League?
Man City.
I think you just gave me a stroke, Seth. That was not a very nice question to ask right now. I was not expecting it. So Sandra, am I correct in saying that you are Shakes' mom? Because I'm pretty sure that was what was told to me last time.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, I heard you will be in town over the end of August stretch, which is awesome. And I hope that you have a good time and that we can get some W's and that you enjoy time with your son here in the land of enchantment. And if I can get to one of those games, I would love to say hi. So yeah.
I don't know what I said that is different from what Josh thinks.
You said Man City.
You said Man City.
Oh, I'm just trolling because, after the World Cup, everyone, all the new Premier League fans are cheering on Man City because of Holland.
Yay.
Yeah.
But I think actually they're not looking so hot. Apparently, right out the gate.
No, it's only preseason. So you never know.
Yeah.
Jacob, as it stands, Spurs currently sit 20th in the table.
Yeah, because it's alphabetical, you jackass.
I mean, in all honesty, I think it's going to be an interesting Premier League season. You got Sunderland back in the top flight. Coventry's in there. Coventry did well last year. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know that Man City is necessarily the favorite, and potentially maybe the FA will actually finally hand out some sort of a penalty to Man City for all of their breaches of financial fair play. I highly doubt it. They'll probably pay their way out of it, but
I'm personally rooting for Crystal City. I feel like they're underdogs, and I like that.
I don't know who Crystal City is.
Palace?
Yeah, okay. That's what I meant. Crystal Palace.
Yeah. It's like, wait.
Man City.
So between Seth asking me that question and me thinking I was having a stroke then, and then you getting that, I was like, I think I'm actually having a stroke. Holy shit. Okay. That was a cruel joke that both of you just played on me.
Everton are going to Europe. That's all I'm going to say. They're not going to win. We may not win the league, but we're going to Europe. I'm going to say that much. I
mean, they currently are in Europe, and so I hope they go to Europe. Yeah. No, I think it'll be Tottenham.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Poor Jacob just got yeeted.
No, I yeeted myself, actually.
Oh, you yeeted yourself. I thought Seth did it to you.
No.
I mean, apparently Tottenham's looking at selling Richie, so.
Tottenham's doing all kinds of stuff. Right. We're going to be a new team for the most part. And so we'll see. I don't know. I don't have any expectations. I expect we'll finish higher than we did last year. That's all I expect.
I don't think you guys get relegated this year.
No. I think we'll be higher than that. So
I saw a stat the other day. Everton are the second longest tenured Premier League club, 73 seasons.
Except the Premier League is only
top flight, 73 consecutive seasons. The highest one, I believe, is there's someone else. But anyway. It's going to leave Spurs now that Sonny is gone, Jacob.
I tell you what. I'm going to get on a soapbox here. I know we're a little long, but as a basketball fan, because basketball is like the sport that I grew up being a fan of, right? And I've been a Timberwolves fan since I was knee-high to a tadpole. And then I saw like this shift in people following players instead of teams. And I thought, these damn young kids, these painting, like that's bullshit. Like you root for the team. There's tradition. That being said, I came onto Tottenham late, and it's not the same Tottenham. So I kind of understand the following players and not teams aspect when it comes to that. I'm still a Tottenham fan. I'm not jumping ship, but I'm just saying I can kind of understand why people do that now. Sandra with the basketball reference, I appreciate that. And so yeah. That being said, like I am a Dortmund fan because of Holland, but since he's not there and Reina,
plus they have cool colors.
Yeah, of course they do. And so like I don't follow them nearly as closely as I did when Holland was there. I'll put it that way. But I still root for him. So yeah. Off my little soapbox now.
Yeah,
good stuff. Good stuff.
Completely get it. Well, I think that's going to just about do it for us. Jacob, it's that time. Get us out of here.
Sweet. Thank you guys. Everybody over in the chat. Thank you. I know Brendan and Sandra and Josh and Justin and Andy and Rosemary and Mute. I know Symphonic was over there, I believe. Yep. Bry Guy, of course. Let's
Eric.
see.
Raylene.
Oh yeah, Eric made a little spot there. Raylene or Jeremiah, I'm not sure which one it was, but yeah, thank you guys all. If I missed you, I apologize, but thank you guys all for being in the chat. If you're listening to this at a later date, please rate and review us on the podcast player that you are choosing to listen on, which I hope is not Apple Podcasts. But if it is, still rate and review us on there. Definitely subscribe to us over on YouTube. That's the main place you can watch the podcast right now. Until I can convince Seth not to play the replays, or we play them from YouTube or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Lastly, I do want to plug, if you are not following Zico Bailey, go follow Zico Bailey on YouTube. I'm trying
He's
to
so
get him
close,
to 1,000.
almost 1,000.
He's when I last checked, he was at like 977. So we've brought him up almost 100 in a little over a week. Let's get him over that 1,000 threshold. We will be back next week, hopefully talking about 3 points against Loudoun, hopefully in first place in the West officially, if we can get some other results to go our way. And then we'll go into the Lexington and who's the other match?
San Antonio?
San Antonio.
Yes, Lexington and San Antonio. We will talk about those next week as well. So thank you guys so much. We'll be here again. Remember, 4:30 Mountain Time for the match, which is a little bit of a wonky time. You'll probably get busy and forget, and then be like, "Oh shit, the game's on." And so, but just remember, maybe set an alarm. 4:30 Saturday against Loudoun, and we will be back at 8 o'clock next Tuesday as always. So until then, love y'all. Somos Niños.